Good morning, everyone. I hope that everyone had beautiful weekends and meaningful and rejuvenating Shabbatot. I want to share an idea that I heard from one of my old Rabbi, Rabbi David Miller from Yeshiva University, who lives in Eretz Yisrael. And he shares an idea about the conclusion of Sefer Shmuel Aleph. You see, there's a story that's told in the Navi that David HaMelech comes back to the town of Tziklag, where he was based, and he is unbelievably shocked to find that the whole town was destroyed. That Vayihi bevo David va'anashav Tziklag bayom hashlishi, they came back and they see va'amaleki pashtu el Negev, that the Amalekites destroyed the Negev, they destroyed Tziklag, and they burned the entire city down. And David's response makes a lot of sense. Vayivku, they cried, they wept, they wailed. Ad asher ein behem koach livkot, until they didn't have the strength to cry out anymore. Many of us have experienced that already. We cry and we lament and we mourn until we are just physically and spiritually incapable of mourning. But then Rabbi Miller pointed out, a few verses later, the Navi says something very powerful. V'teitzer leDavid ma'od. David was in great danger. Ki amru ha'am l'saklo, because the troops were all threatening to get rid of him. And all of a sudden, vayitchazek David b'Hashem Elokav. David was strengthened. He was emboldened. He leaned on the Almighty, and he received a whole new level of inner strength and physical strength that perhaps he was not aware that he had beforehand. Evidently, after 10 days of serious crying and mourning and seeing what's going on in Israel and what continues to go on, we can cry and we can continue to cry and mourn and be sad, but eventually we can reach the point of David HaMelech, V'yetchazek David b'Hashem Elokav, that he was strengthened by his Creator, that Hashem gave him the ability to find within himself to fight back on every different plane possible. And this is what we daven for, and this is what we hope for in light of the horrors that we as a nation have experienced. Vayetchazek David b'Hashem Elokav, that we ask Hashem for the strength that we may not have anymore, to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep pushing forward. And this is very much so how I feel personally right now. It's been a very difficult 10 days since the beginning of this horrible war. And it feels like we've just experienced every different way of mourning as a nation, as we've seen so many terrors come upon us. And now, as we move forward, we cry out, V'yitchazek, please Hashem, give us the strength to find within ourselves, to keep moving for us who are not on the front lines, to keep learning, to keep davening, to keep doing good, to keep embracing the unity of a community, of our community, because this is how we can be strengthened to fight back. Hashem should give us that strength that David HaMelech found when he saw his entire city wiped out. After he cried all the tears that he could, Hashem should give us that same inner strength to keep moving on in these unbelievably trying times. Wish everyone a beautiful, hopefully peaceful day.